Mike DiBartolo and welcome to Drawn to the Bone TV. I'm super excited to bring you on two awesome hunts, one of which I got to take a really nice bird, and the second hunt is a hunt that I won't forget and I'm sure you won't either. Stay tuned. Our 2014 turkey season actually started around April 1st. What I mean by that is we started roosting birds April 1st and we started scouting for birds and we were checking where they were, knocking on doors for permission. And let me tell you, they were everywhere. We couldn't go around the corner without seeing a turkey. Once May 1st hit, all bets were off. As you can see, I had a bird come in and he did give me a shot. I was so confident I took my bow. I know I can get him in close. For the record, I still haven't got one with the bow. All joking aside, we had a really rough season until May 17th. Well, honestly, it was a slow morning and it was getting late. I had to get to school. So I decided to give off one last call and I heard a gobble way off in the distance. I asked my dad, did you hear him? But he's a little hard hearing, you know, banging on them drums all his life, so he didn't hear anything. But I knew what I heard and we got up and we took off after him. Short for time, I knew we had to get aggressive, so we made a dangerous move and went right at it. Truth is, I love it when a plan comes together, but honestly, that wasn't a plan. I was going to school in 5 minutes. Just goes to show you, you never know. But all I can say is, I'd rather be lucky than good.
Well, this morning it happened. We were in the truck and my dad said, I had a feeling something's gonna go down today. Been hunting for about 15 days now out of the 19 days of hunting season for turkey. And finally came together. Shoot my dad's old 870 Remington, and couldn't have happened any better. The bird came right in. We set up right down the road over here at first, and then I gave out a call and I heard him gobble about 150 yards away, 200 yards away down in this hole. My dad said, "You're crazy." I didn't hear nothing, but he's deaf as he is anyway, so it is what it is. But sure enough, we booked it down to that hole. We belly crawled a little bit because he was close. He set up and we got everything on video. He came right in perfect, and clicked the safety off and let him have it. Beautiful bird, probably a 2-year-old, and happened just as we planned. Maybe, well, not exactly as we planned. If it happened exactly as we planned, he would have flew down right into the road, but hey man, the bird is down, right? That's what matters. So I'm happy with him, and beautiful bird.
Pro staff member Al Colucci and his family really did go to hell and back in the year 2013, with several catastrophic events within his family and family tragedies. Their story is just something that's truly inspirational, and a hunt that me personally, I was extremely proud to be a part of.
2013 was by far the hardest year of my life. In March of 13, my brother was crossing the street in Manhattan and was struck by a garbage truck. He made it about a week and a half in the hospital, and he succumbed to his injuries and passed away. It was hard. He was such an incredibly smart, talented individual, and always made you laugh wherever you went. And he went from singing opera in Italy, on tour in Italy, to doing voiceovers for Studio Center, and sound like James Earl Jones. But it's just been a long road, you know, to recover and just to try to keep moving on and keep fighting, you know, losing my brother, my best friend. While we were dealing with the loss of my brother the best way that we could, and we're trying to push forward, my father ended up getting diagnosed with esophageal cancer. And being in the medical field, I know that esophageal cancer has a very poor prognosis. And I remember we were in Bass Pro Shops when he told me, and I remember just putting my head down and just thinking, I can't do this. I can't go through this again. I can't watch somebody else pass away. And he looked me dead in the eye and he said, "Son," he said, "I have never been out of a fight in my life." He said, "I'm not out of this one." He said, "I already got this beat." And it was that attitude and that confidence that harbored his strength and perseverance through this entire process. And he was actually 6 weeks into radiation and chemo. It was opening day of shotgun season in New York. And he went up back, actually ended up shooting a pretty nice buck, and brought it down, everything, himself. And it was just truly, truly inspiring to watch and see him just completely succeed like that. And then in December 2013, my mom's restaurant that she had for 30 years, we ended up having an electrical fire and it burned down to the ground. And it was just like, you know, what more could happen? What more could go wrong? You know, but again, we cleared the ashes from that. And on January 8th, my father went in for surgery, where they removed the tumor in the esophagus and stitched him back up, put everything together, and he was on his road to recovery then. In February, I went down to a hunting expo in Pennsylvania, and I actually ran into Mikey, And we got talking and everything, and I told him the story of everything that went on the past year and whatnot. And he was truly inspired by the entire story. But I noticed a knife that he had on his hip, and I asked him about it, and it was a beautiful custom-made knife. I asked him who made them, and he said, "Well, my dad." And I was like, "Man, I would love to have one of those knives." And so they did. They made me one, and Mikey and I got talking again, and we just decided that we wanted to do something very special for my dad. And Mikey came up with an awesome idea of him building a knife for him.
Yeah, when I met Al at the Harrisburg show in Pennsylvania, and he told me his story, it really did strike me in a way that I've never felt before in my entire life. It touched me. It taught me with the loss of his brother, the diagnosis of cancer to his father, to his mother's restaurant burning down. It really taught me what mentally strong was. It taught me that a mentally strong person is going to beat a physically strong person, because a physically strong person is going to fail at the first obstacle they're faced with in life, and mentally strong will be able to overcome anything in life. It doesn't matter what it is, what challenge you're faced with or whatnot. So it really did make me want to do something for his father, and I felt obligated, honestly, to do something. I felt like he's been through so much that it's time for us to give a little bit back and for the luck to turn around, so to speak. So we went ahead and made him a knife, a special knife. There were certain things in their story that I actually wanted to incorporate into the knife itself, and after speaking to Al and speaking to my father, I came up with the idea of putting Mitchell's birthday on the butt handle of the knife. So every time Kurt's carrying around his knife with him, all he has to do is look down at his waist and he'll see Mitchell's birthday and just be reminded that Mitchell's always with him. The thing that really struck me the hardest about their story was Kurt's never die attitude, his never out of the fight attitude, and those words were so strong, they imprinted in my brain and I couldn't get it out of my head. So what I did was I had a stencil made and we imprinted and etched those words, those exact words, never out of the fight, right onto the blade itself.
It was Saturday night, and I was out to dinner with my wife and some friends, and I started to get some texts from Mikey on pricing for knife materials. He wanted to know what the steel cost, he wanted to know what the handle scales cost, what the leather cost, etc., etc., etc. I asked him why, and he told me that he wanted to do a real special project for a friend. So I put it on hold and I said, we'll talk in the morning. Sunday morning came, and I'm usually the first one up having my coffee, and when I woke up, Mikey was actually at the table before me. He had his plan. He had a notebook handy, and he began to tell me the story on what's going on with Al's dad, and why he wanted to build this knife. After hearing what he had to say, I was sold. I was hook, line, and sinker, ready, set, go to help Mikey with this project.
So Mikey and I decided that we wanted to do something special for my dad. So we came up with the plan of filming him on a turkey hunt. The only problem was we didn't have any turkeys. This year, for whatever reason, the spots that normally produce, I couldn't find a bird, couldn't roost any. So I went to my buddy John's house just to sight in my turkey gun, and I was telling him the plan, what we were going to do for my dad, and he's like, man, he goes, I want in on it. He goes, and I have just the spot. He said it's a beautiful spot in upstate New York. He said it'll be great footage.
Alrighty, everybody. We are on our way up to Dover Plains to meet up with Al and see if we can get Mr. Kurt Colucci a bird tomorrow morning. Something I've been anticipating for a really long time, with a great story behind it, and it's something that's I'll never forget either way, if we get one or not. Al's actually on his way back from a memorial dinner for his brother, Mitchell, so we'll see what happens. Stay tuned.
I don't want just another hug and a kiss goodnight, catching up calls on a date sometimes. I love that we're rebels and we still believe we're the kind of crazy people wish that they could be. And I know we're crazy.
Okay, I'd like to start off by thanking Al and Mike, and especially John for allowing us to do this hunt on his property. I was really surprised when they approached me and told me that they wanted to do this all on film. And I was very excited about it because I'd never missed a turkey season before. And this one wasn't looking too good with all the tragedies that had gone on and the battle with the cancer. But I knew I wanted to get out and go, and these guys just, boosted me up even more to get out in the woods again and do what I love. So, I want to thank those guys for all the help and the hunt that they took me on, and the chance to get it all on video. It was a beautiful morning. We got out there, even though I was freezing for the first half hour or so, but once those turkeys started gobbling, that was it. The chills went right out of my body, and we went right to hunting mode.
On the weekend of May 3rd, Mikey came up, and we couldn't wait to get in the woods the next day. So we met up at John's that morning, had a little bit of coffee, talked a little bit, and then we headed out into the woods, and we knew, come hell or high water, we were going to get Dad a bird that morning.
Alright guys, well, we're here in New York. I'm not going to tell you exactly where, because it's Johnny's secret spot. Our guide today, John Lane. We got Dad, who's going to be #1 gunner. Yep, our goal is to get him a bird. So, then we're waiting just a couple of minutes. We're going to head down into the woods, and then hopefully about 50-60 yards from where they're roosting, when they pitch down, hopefully they come from our left, and then get them right in, and hopefully Dad can lay the hammer to them.
So I'm sitting back filming this thing, and it's turning out beautiful. The birds are up in the tree firing off just like they're supposed to, and it's playing out picture perfect almost. But I knew something was going to happen because it's never picture perfect in hunting. Birds fly down out of the tree, and let me tell you, it was like an Italian mob hit.
You get him?
So now, we don't know what happened. I look at Al and I'm asking him, did he hit him? What's going on? The bird didn't fold up like it's just supposed to. I turn back to look at John, and he's on the ground kicking his legs and flailing his arms and laughing at the top of his lungs because he thought he missed them. He was like, I passed these birds up 3 days in a row for this to happen. It was something that you can't make up. Kurt knew something was wrong because he knew he hit that first bird that landed. So when me, John, and Al were talking, Kurt was nowhere to be found. We were looking for him, and he took off. He was searching for his bird that he just shot at.
I'm sitting there.
Russ texted me, what the f***? I'm like, so bad. He was shaking so bad.
I was freezing, man. Sitting there freezing my butt off.
Got it done.
That damn bicep locked up.
I knew I had him on that first shot. He hammered. He went, you know.
You shot him in the air, didn't you?
No. As soon as he hit the ground, it came around that tree.
The two of them were together.
Yeah. And I put the bead right on him because I figured I told you shoot the one on the right.
Funny.
What do you guys say about that, huh?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, so after the hunt, we set up in the field to do what I thought was just going to be taking some pictures and do a little interview with the camera. So we get set up, we have the bird, we're doing a little interview talking about the hunt and how exciting it was. And Mikey put a big surprise on me. Apparently, Mike DiBartolo makes handmade knives. And he presented me as a gift this knife at the end of the hunt. I don't know if you can see the knife. It's hand engraved. It's a beautiful rosewood handle, all handmade. It's a well-crafted knife. I was very, very shocked and surprised. It's got my initials in it. It also has, I don't know if you can see that, it has my son's birth date in it. My son who passed away recently. It's just was a surprise, a wonderful gift, and I want to thank Mikey from the bottom of my heart. This made the hunt even so much more special to me. I'll never forget this for the rest of my life, especially after the fight I'd been through with cancer. It just couldn't get any better. The guys were great. Al, Mike, and especially John for taking us out on his property and putting those birds right in our lap. I couldn't ask for anything better, guys. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. John, thanks, pal. That was a heck of a hunt, I'll tell you.
Anytime was fun.
I was in a good dry spell there, and you pulled me out.
Yep. Good job, Dad.
Thank you.
Now, for those of you who don't know at home, me, my family, my father, we went through hell and back this year. We lost my brother back in March of 2013, and it's just been a tough road ever since. And a few months after that, my father was diagnosed with esophageal cancer. And one thing that struck me about it is when he found out, he didn't just lay down and call it quits. You know, he said this is a 5-round fight. He said this is a fight I'm not going to lose. And I couldn't be more proud of him. A few months later now, he's cancer free, and I couldn't imagine having this any other way. You know, John put us right on the birds this morning, and the old man never gave up. Never say die.
You got that right. You never say die. You always fight right to the end.
Yep.
John, I got to thank you again. It's a
Anytime.
really good hunt.
It was fun.
It was great.
Now we me and Mikey got a special surprise for the old man.
Well, Kurt, as you know, I don't know if he does know, but me and my father, we make custom knives. And we made one for your son a little while ago, and just you're a true inspiration to my entire family and everyone I tell your story to. When Al told me, I just felt like I had to do something for you, so went ahead and we made you this custom knife
Oh, I
for
can't
you.
believe that. Look at that.
And there's some details
You got
on
my
there.
initials in it.
There's some details on there that you could pick out later on when you look for details and everything. And
Thank you a lot. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
no problem.
Thank you.
And
Now, when he was going through the process, Dad always said, he said, I've never been out of a fight in my life, and he said, I'm not out of this fight here. And
Mikey imprinted that on the blade. So it's forever ingrained. And it's just a special moment for us, especially me and my dad. This is our 20th turkey season together, and still got the same bib overalls he used.
20 years now I've been wearing these.
Yeah, he won't get rid of them.
Nope. And I just hope, and what I've gone through, the loss of my son, the second son I've lost now in 37 years, and the cancer and all, it's just, you never give up hope. You just keep fighting, and I hope young kids all over the place that get to see this know that there's nothing impossible. There's nothing. The human body is amazing, and as long as you're willing to live and fight, you can do it.
That's it. Love you, Dad.
Love you too.
After Dad killed this bird, and we were sitting around, and we finished the after the hunt interviews, gave him the knife, surprised him, and just to see the look on his face was truly incredible. And it was at that point it kind of hit me, and everything came around, you know, full circle, from the loss of my brother, the restaurant burning down, my dad going through, you know, just a battle with a monster, and it was just truly incredible to see his perseverance through the whole process, and it really truly shows that no matter how far the chips are down, how out of the fight things may seem, you're never out of the fight.
I'd just like to take this time to send out a word of encouragement to anybody who's fighting cancer, like myself, any other type of sickness. You can win. Remember that. You can win. It's all in your attitude. Your body will recover as long as your mind is strong enough to beat it. It's like being in a fight. You're in championship rounds and you're going home with the belt. That's what you gotta picture in your head, that you're in that type of fight. And that's what I did. I put myself in that position. And that's what I told people. People come and ask me, they said, "Are you scared? Aren't you scared?" And I was like, no. I was confident from the minute the doctor told me that I had cancer. I knew I was gonna beat it. And that's the attitude you gotta have. It can be done, and I'm living proof. So don't ever give up. Fight. It's worth living.